Oh yeah, just having some water. Um, I planned that. Thought it'd be funny. Probably wasn't, was it? Got some interesting lighting going on today. I put a red light on, and I've got kind of a bit of dusky kind of light coming in. So it's got the kind of the red blue thing that I normally go for, but accidentally. So there you go. For you lighting fans out there, today I watched Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part One. That's the complete title, or MI7, if you know, in the early 2000s, probably what it would have been called. Which is the new Mission Impossible movie, and I saw it in Imax. Which, you know, if you're going to do it, you might as well. It stars Tom Cruise, obviously, and Haley Atwell and Pom Clementif. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And the usual bunch: Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson, and just a few other people, Vanessa Kirby. So it's a really good cast, you know, just a few new faces, a few of the old favourites, and I really like these movies. I rewatched them all recently, and this is actually the first time I've seen one in IMAX, because the last one was the first time I'd seen one at the cinema, which is really strange to me now, but I just didn't go to the cinema as much in olden days. But so this is the first one to see it in IMAX, and I thought that's going to be cool. I'm really looking forward to this. I've avoided hearing too much about it. I won't be doing any plot spoilers or anything, and you know, even like reviews and stuff. But I heard positive things going in, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to have a good time anyway. And yeah, I did. I'm still kind of processing it, but I think I'm probably going to see it again in a week or two. Maybe I'll go Screen X next time, because I think it'd be cool in Screen X. But I just want to let it sink in a little bit. And I think it's one of those, when I watch it again, I think I'll appreciate some of its parts a bit more as well. But I had a really good time with it. I didn't think about it that much while I was watching it, because I was very engrossed in it. And this is too much information, but I need to go to the toilet pretty early on, and I kept thinking, should I go now? It's a bit of a quiet bit, should I go now? But I hate to miss any part of a film. And then looking back at the film now, because I didn't realise how long it was, I thought it was like 2 hours 20, but the official runtime is 2:43. So with the credits and everything, that's probably over 2.5. And it felt it, but not in a bad way. But looking back at it, I was like, when could I have gone to nip to the loo? You know, a couple of minutes. And I thought, actually, there's not one bit I would have been happy to miss, because it was, you know, some cool action stuff. And, you know, there's lots of talky bits, as you expect, but they were all pretty, you know, pretty important, I think. There was I don't feel there's any wasted time in this long movie. But, yeah, so overall, I had a pretty positive experience. I don't really like to compare movies and that, so I don't know how I'd put this as, like, you know, all the other movies. I like seeing them progress as they go, and the stunts get bigger and the productions get bigger. And I think the thing that stood out to me the most about this was just that, having just seen, you know, a couple of other big movies in IMAX, like Fast X and Indiana Jones and that, both of which I liked, but not to the same level of this. I just think this is just on another level in terms of, like, production and, like, the, you know, the action scenes and things like that. And I don't mean in terms of just how big and broad they are, but I don't know if it's because there's more of an element of realism to them in these movies, because, you know, they try and do things for real. Obviously, as everyone knows about Tom Cruise, I'm not going to go into that. And yeah, and I just think the action scenes, like the chase scenes and stuff, especially compared to, like, Indiana Jones and that, and I'm not doing that to put that movie down, it's just one thing that stood out to me, was just that it was just much more engrossing, and I just really felt I was into it a lot more. Everything just had more weight to it, and, you know, just every bang and crash and stuff just really felt like, you know, felt real kind of thing. And I think that's what really kind of got me into the movie a lot more. And as I said, I really liked the cast. I think Haley Atwell was a fantastic addition to this. I've seen her do bits and pieces but outside of, like, the Marvel films, I've never seen her in a film like this. I don't know how much she's done. I don't know why it's taken this long to put her in a non-Marvel, like, big action movie, because she's fantastic. I thought every single scene she's in, I think she's the real, like, you know, really steals the whole thing. And Pom Clementif, I knew I'd like her from the trailer, because she had a really interesting look to her. And, like, she's really good as well. I really enjoyed her in it. And just, you know, all the usual characters. Vanessa Kirby's great as well. So yeah, I really think the cast really works well. I also think this is, you know, one of at least 3 movies this year that are a part 1. So in the Spider-Verse movie and Fast X is all part 1. And I think this one resolved the movie in the best way. Like, I think a lot of people were annoyed about Spider-Verse and probably Fast X as well if they didn't know it was part 1 of 2. I didn't mind either of them, because I knew they were part 1, so they just kind of, like, stop. But this has a resolution to the story they're telling in this movie, like the chase is in this movie kind of thing. And then it's, you know, it leaves it for, right, we've got to do this now kind of thing. Like, that's the next bit of the movie. And I think that's a pretty good way of doing it, because you don't end it on, like, a unsatisfactory note. You don't sit there and go, oh man, you know, where's the rest of the movie? You just kind of go, cool, can't wait to see the next movie. I mean, seeing it in IMAX was great as well. you know, as you'd expect, like there's just everything just has a lot more to it. Like I said, like everything really feels like more when it's on a bigger and louder screen. As I was leaving, I did overhear an older couple talking, and the older gentleman was saying, presumably to his wife, that it was just too big and too loud, and she was like, "Well, you did choose it," and I thought, "Oh, bless them." They've not been to an IMAX before, probably, and this might be a bit much. It probably will be a bit much for some, even if you don't go IMAX. It is quite long, and there's a lot of, you know, banging and crashing and what have you, but in a really, you know, a worthy kind of way. So I think maybe some people won't like it, but I think if you're going to see this movie and you know these movies, then it's what you'd expect, but in a really good way. I found the story quite good as well, quite compelling. You know, it kept me going. It felt very dense to start with. Like, they set a lot of things up, and I kept right. This movie's going long. They're putting a lot of things into place, not in a way that was hard to follow. It's just like, right, this is this person, this is this person, this is this person, this is how they all come together, and then, you know, we're off, kind of thing. That's very Jeff Goldblum of me with my hands. But yeah, so yeah, I think when I see this movie again, I'll probably like it more. Like I said, I'll probably do Screen X next time, and I had a good time with it, and I look forward to the next one. But yeah, until next time, hasta lasagna, don't get any on ya.